Board games, board games, it's what we're talking about. Going to Aircon, but we're not gonna shout. Although it might be so exciting that when I'm there, I find myself shouting. But I don't think that Alan Paull, who's over there, would quite make that call. I don't think Alan's the kind of person to shout when they're going about a convention anyway. We'll now mention aircon. It's what we're doing for preparation. Air preparation. It's what we're talking about. Aircon preparation. I'm not going to shout, at least during this show.
Right.
So yes.
Sorry about
Alan,
that.
how are you? And thank you for joining me. It is good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, whenever people are watching this. It is 10 a.m. UK time right now, which is why it's time for Bessie Beats and Board Game Bladder. And we've had you before as a regular guest. You're back here as a regular guest. And now we're discussing Aircon preparation. Are you excited for Aircon?
Really glad to be here. Very excited for Aircon. And as you can see, the preparation continues for Aircon, kind of. So yeah, it's all good.
I feel like
how are you, Bez? How are you?
How am I?
How are you coping with this preparation for Aircon this year?
I am coping. I mean, that's a good word to put it in. Like, there's a lot of stuff. I've kind of got a good team of people. I've possibly overspent, but it's one of those things where the money I make with my personal publishing, I'm kind of putting back into the accommodation and everything. And so we've got myself and 3 other full-time people. Myself and Jason will be there all the day, and then one other person at the start, one other person in the evening. And on Saturday, I'm going to have Ian and Tom coming to help because there's so many events. There's the 2 p.m. event that I'm running, of course.
Right.
There's a daily thing, which I've decided that I'm going to have Wibble, one of the old games. It's still a good one. A game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noises. Only came out for UK Games Expo, and I am hoping that people continue to love it and it continues to spread. I mean, it sold quite a few copies, but hopefully, given that there's thousands of people going to Aircon, quite a few of them might never have even heard of this game.
Yeah.
We've got a game about quickly grabbing creatures that are totally different and counting your beetroots, which is my brand new thing. I've got 2 different versions, a black and white version that people can color in, a red shaded version that's already got red shading with the black and white. And I possibly give myself a wee bit too much to do because I'm also planning a Kickstarter that's launching next Tuesday. So that's going to be for a game about quickly grabbing creatures that are totally different and counting your radishes, which is
it's a completely different game.
It's the same game, but with everything will be completely redrawn, of course. And so now the creatures will have wee bits going on. You can see a couple of my edits. So this character will have like a hat and tie. And this one is going to be dancing more vibrantly. I can even show you a bit of the line art. So actually, let's go to recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights. So here's, it's still got 4 legs, but you can hopefully tell it's got 4 legs. I mean, but it's not unfair. It's just doing different poses to confuse you. And this other character that's got 4 legs, that's the wrong way around. In a very different pose.
And
they've got
4 legs.
They've just got a bit more going on with, what they're holding and just taking it a little bit more distraction, shall we say. So with the juggling, and then finally, this is the last one that I've drawn so far. This one who's grieving over another one of the characters, which is slightly sad. I wasn't sure if I should include that, if that's a bit maybe too morose for this particular game, but I feel like if they've all got things going on in their life, some of them are happy, some of them are partying, some of them are dancing, but 1 or 2 of them might be really going through some negative emotions. It's just, you want to acknowledge that. But anyway, that was my recent highlights. I have also Oh my gosh, I had a lovely day yesterday celebrating someone's friend. I'm just going to let Chris in. I do apologise. And so, yes, I have been trying to sort out the rotas and trying to sort out when people are doing things just to make sure that we have all the people within the times that we want. A little bit of guesswork, a little bit of me knowing, okay, right at the start of the day and right at the end of the day is likely to be the quieter times. So let's make sure that we have a bit more crossover in the middle. But I'm very lucky that myself, I've got energy I can keep going all day, as can Jason. So I'm super excited by it. And yep, I've done a couple of washes to make sure that my best red clothes as opposed to my worst red clothes. So, like, this is just are going to be clean. But what have you been up to? What are your recent highlights?
Well, Friday, Saturday, I went across the country to Melksham to play test Ironclads, which is a space battles in the Victorian ether. It's by Triple Ace Games. It's just been on Kickstarter. I will put a link. I'll put a link in our chat, and you might want to actually share that. That will be kind of helpful. It's a steampunk space battle game with a kind of movement system, a little bit like Rings of War, but it's a 3D printing game. And I was hoping to play test that, and I'm going to be looking at rules and other written materials as well to help this project get through to the final stage, which is actually getting the game out to people.
That sounds really exciting.
It's a very, very lovely tactical game, and if you look at the picture on that link, you can.
And a quick hello to Timmy. Thank you for jumping in. And yes, I am just going. I will bring it up just now. Yes, there are some lovely miniatures indeed. I see what you're saying.
Indeed. Yeah, they're really good. And the weapons, you can take the weapons off and put different weapons on as well. So it's customizable. So it's a really great little tactical game. The other thing I did on the there we go. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. There we go. And that will be available at UK Games Expo, and I think there will be some sets available for purchase there. So it's got loads of ships. They've got German and British and American fleets. It's a fun game, fun little war game. And this lovely steampunky type of feel to it. It's great.
Other highlights.
And the day after that was the Friday. The day after that, I went to our normal. Well, Frome Somerset is my local war games club, which is like 3 hours drive away. So it's not really very local. And there we played the Pikeman's Lament, a English Civil War skirmish game, which was also great fun. And meeting up with the guys is good. Yeah, you're muted, Bez.
I'm going to move us on to brilliant things. What's a little thing which is brilliant? And let's talk about Airecon. Let's talk about the event that's happening. We are both going there tomorrow, presumably to set up. I am aiming to leave here before noon, so that we will be there maybe 4:35, and we'll have a couple of hours to set up, because setup time finishes at 7. And it's not like I'm putting up a wall of thousands of cats this year. That's a thing of the past until 2024. 2024, it might come back. But for now, it's going to be relatively easy. I hope that within 1 hour, we will be done. And then we'll go back to the hotel and we'll get ourselves sorted. But anyway, why is it a brilliant thing? Let's go back and forth. I think it's a brilliant thing because within a few years, it's grown massively from 2016 when I went, after we went to UK Games Expo together, and then I came back and it was a tiny convention with about 200, 300 people. Now it's 5,000, sorry.
Well, this is our first Airecon, because we were going to go to Airecon in 2020, and after agonizing for hours about it, we decided not to go. So this is our first Airecon. So I think we've got a much smaller stand than you have, because it'll just be myself and Charlie. We'll be going and manning manning a stand and playing some games and things. I think you'll be doing a lot more running around than we will, actually. But our main thing is we want to meet up with lots of people again, because we
meeting up with
haven't
lots of
really
people, that's
done that much, and it's good to go to the north as well, because I mean, UK Games Expo is in Birmingham and Essen is Germany, but we haven't actually really gone to the north much at all, I think. So we need to do that. It's a good.
You need to go further up north. I mean, if for
Yeah.
you Harrogate is the north, you are omiting the entirety of Scotland. So you
Oh,
kind of
yes,
get yourself up to Scotland or Glasgow Games Festival.
we do need to go. We do need to go to Scotland as well, obviously. I'd
Anyway,
love to go
but
to
carry
Ireland.
on going brilliant things. I think that's a brilliant thing, frankly, is as a publisher, it allows me to connect with people who I might not otherwise be able to connect with, to say, hey, this is me, this is a game, and this is something that I made, and some people have heard of it, but maybe you haven't, and then allow people to play it right there, right then. Both whether it's punters and also when it's media folk. I mean, sending off emails to, I managed to finish last weekend sending off a personalized email. I did spend multiple days doing it to literally everyone who was on the listing. Hey, you know what? Your stuff, my stuff doesn't look at all suitable for your channel because you only cover CCGs and like 2-hour epic games. But if you fancy something like this is what I'm doing. And then afterwards copy paste all my things. And then that particular person came back to me and said, you know what, we are thinking of expanding our content. So actually, we will definitely come round and do a 5 minutes interview. It sounds really fun. And so I think this is the kind of thing where if you reach out genuinely, having spent, it does take time, but having spent half an hour kind of looking through what they've got and actually analysing it, it allows you to then connect with these people who might, some of whom won't be at UK Games Expo. I mean, Paula Denning and Rodney Smith probably won't be at UK Games Expo. And this is amazing, again, that it's grown to be such a major thing in the course of 6 years.
I totally agree. As I said, we haven't been yet, so I haven't got the experience of Airecon itself yet. But I'm pretty convinced it will be a regular feature of our calendar. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't, because it's, as I said, 5,000 attendance is the normal amount. So that's a really good audience, and it's another opportunity.
Once you get above 2,000, I'm not sure how much of a difference numbers make to a small publisher, because it's not like the number of people in the convention is the limiting factor. The limiting factor becomes what kind of people go to this convention. At what rate can you actually attract people? Are people walking to your area of the convention? Like at Essen, a lot more people go there, but I see no more people walking past my stall at Essen than I do at UK Games Expo, because so many people concentrate on the big calls. Do you know what I mean?
I do. Yes, and also this is March, and it's a totally different time of year. It gives people the opportunity to have a look at new stuff. I mean, I'm hoping
absolutely. If they would be idiots.
To show some things in advance of UK Games Expo and Essen, which is good. I can show prototypes that we theoretically might have more available later on, which is great. And I love it.
Showing off prototypes, that's another brilliant thing. Showing off new stuff. Is there any other brilliant stuff that we want to talk about Airecon? Events happening. I like how Mark Cook really allows me to do crazy things. Like in a Giant in a Bind was the thing that, Mark's letting me do this. And I did realize that after coming back from Essen and then spending 2 days non-stop making and illustrating a brand new game and then going to Airecon the next weekend, that might have been a bit too much. And I did make myself ill as a result. So I won't be doing that again.
Right. Don't make yourself ill. That's not a good point.
But, at the same time, it's like, okay, now in a bond, that's something that I'm not going to do too much work into ahead of time. It's not like I've got to illustrate, 50 new cards or anything, but Mark's just, do this event. As long as people are enjoying it, I'm all for promoting it. And Mark actually puts my 2 p.m. events on the front page, which I really appreciate.
That's good. I mean, our only event is actually a Kingmaker session. So if anyone wants to come along and play Kingmaker, we're going to be having a Kingmaker session at 2:00 on Saturday on our stand. So that would be good with the prototype of the new one. So it gives us an opportunity to do that kind of thing, and that's why I like it.
I want to say at this point, I feel like we've gone through lots of brilliant things about Airecon.
Yep.
Airecon, I think we're agreed, is brilliant, and
Yes.
we're both excited for it. At this
Well,
point,
I'm hoping it's brilliant. Obviously, it's not been yet, but I think it will be.
But you've heard about it,
I have heard about
stuff.
Yes, exactly.
So, main topic, Airecon preparation. I wrote some quick notes, and also I looked up little things that I wrote 2018. So it's not that long ago, but times have changed.
Times have changed a bit.
I feel like maybe we could rush through this list and see what we think. So my list is roughly in terms of order of priority. Demonstration games. I feel like demo games for me are more important than games to sell. I mean, if you are taking games to sell, you can always open up one of them.
Yes.
And you've got a demo game. But fundamentally, it's most important to me that I've got something to engage with people, something to build in.
Yeah, we always do that. I mean, that's. I mean, I have my list. I have my list. I don't know if you can show that. That's my list. But that's my packing list. So we always take demo games as well because yes, you have to really. I mean, that's the whole point in a way. We are about engaging our friends and acquaintances and new players in looking at our stuff. So we have all the pocket campaigns games which will have prototypes have opened copies for. I'm actually taking 4. I think I'm taking 4 prototypes as well. So I've got Kingmaker, I've got our new 3 Sancho's game, which is another pocket campaigns. I've got the Castle War, and I've got the Wheel of Death. Although it's the Wheel of Death, this is Bez's game for those who don't know. But it's not revamped. It's just the original version with all the changes we made.
But it does have all the changes that we made last time we were together. And that day, I think we changed quite a bit since the start of that day.
Yeah, but I haven't made a new set yet because I haven't had time.
That's fine. People understand if things are ugly.
Exactly.
And it's the thing, like when I wrote that, I wrote demo games. I would take stuff for sale. I would also take prototypes of my next couple of projects to entice people. But what I'm doing now, completely different business model. I'm having a new game every convention, and that's great.
Oh, I see.
So there's lots of exciting stuff anyway. The beetroots, that's new.
Yes.
Complementing, that's new. And so even if you played everything of mine at Dragon Meet, you've still got 2 new things since then, which is quite a bit.
Yep. Exactly.
And I like to take water, drinks, and snacks. So for me, I do ask my volunteers to take their own water bottle because you can just refill it from the tap at the start of the day. But I always make sure to take a good amount of sugary stuff. I've got white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and the dark chocolate is vegan, and then 100% cocoa chocolate. So if you don't want sugar, you just want that caffeine hit, then you can get that.
So it sounds like
peanuts for healthy calories. But having said all that, I am going to make sure to have a short break each day to give myself time to have a proper meal from the places behind.
You say that, but will you actually do it, Bez?
I will, absolutely.
Oh, good.
I am making sure that for the entire convention, what I'm trying to do for bigger conventions like Airecon, like UK Games Expo, is have myself just on standby. So I'm not actually doing anything unless I'm running an event. I'm just there so that if someone wants to come over for an interview, so I can hover around people and that I'm guiding them. So if people are just so I can fill the gaps wherever is needed.
Well, for us, because it'll just be Charlie and myself, and we only have a small stand. So if we have a bigger stand like with UK Games Expo or Essen, we'll generally have. I'm arranging to have more people available, but for this one, it'll just be Charlie and myself. So and we only have a 4x4, I think, stand. So we have a small stand with effectively one table, we will just take it on the chin as things happen. But fairly comfortable that should be fine. Normally, I would
Fingers
have more
crossed with the
people.
two of you and you being able to comfortably share a bed, of course. It means that your accommodation and your travel costs and everything are fairly low. And
Well,
so,
we have friends in York, so we're actually staying overnight in York,
even
which is
better.
3/4 of an hour drive away, and we don't see them very often because they're in York and we're down in Huntingdon. So that's a good opportunity for us to visit some friends, and we can stay. You're staying an extra day. We're staying on the Monday as well, so we can chill out a bit after the con before we come home. So yeah, that should work pretty well. I think it's Oliver, our friend from York. He is actually volunteering at Aircon as well. So
Nice.
we will probably drive in each day and drive back each day together. So, you know, we're forming a little bit of a team. He's not necessarily going to help us on our stand, obviously, because he's volunteering for Aircon. But at least, you know, we've got that side of the accommodation side of things arranged quite well.
Looking at my thing,
Yep.
back in the day, I said that I would take 50 to 100% more than I expect to sell. But with Bezzy bargain bags, it is really difficult to gauge. And frankly, with my business model, yeah, with the beetroots and the compliments, I'm taking literally everything I've got, which
Right.
I kind of think that I might sell out, given that that's 80 copies and they are £5 each.
Yeah.
With a game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after some makes noises, how many do I take? I do have to actually find the stickers. If I can't find the stickers, people might be getting a slightly substandard version, but that's fine. They won't get a couple of stickers, and if they come back to another convention, I can maybe get them the stickers later because I'm still doing the unpacking from my move 3 months ago.
Oh right, yeah. I mean, I have no idea how much stock to take. Literally, I have no idea. I haven't got a feel for how many sales we might make. So we are. I mean, we're taking some stock with us in the car, and that'll be probably a case of each of the games, and we're also having some more delivered to us by
the limiting
Galaxy
factor is going to be how much you can keep in the car, right?
Well, it's transport costs because we hold our stock at Spiral Galaxy, and they're bringing us some more. They're bringing us some more stock. So I wanted to make sure we don't have too much shipping around.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And also, if I bring a lot of stock and then I don't sell it, then I have to get it shipped back somehow. The car would be the limiting factor. So I'm just guessing. I really don't know. But we're having very we're trying to have very competitive pricing, so that but for example, normally our games, the Pocket Campaigns games cost somewhere around £18, depending on how people address the retail price, and we're offering them 15. But then we give a discount also if you buy 2, and another discount if you buy all 3. So we're trying to make this nice, friendly sale.
Multi-buy discounts are a lot less objectionable than just saying, okay, all of these things are super cheap. That does remind me that I do need to get actual money today, and possibly some coins. I might get some 50p pieces. I might get some pound coins.
If you want pounds, I would say if you want pound coins, we have got loads and loads of pound coins. I've got like £100 in pound coins. So if you're ever short of pound coins, because
are you just taking them all with you?
We're just taking them all. Yeah, we might as well, because I know some people tend to run out of cash. So
thank you very much for that offer. I will keep that in mind, but I will, take some at least to get myself started. But I do need to get to the bank, and also I think £5 might be a good amount for me to take, especially given that my things are £5 and people might
exactly
£10 or £20. And I do have a little iZettle that I got over the pandemic.
Yes,
for Christmas payments, which is a new thing for me.
I've got an iZettle as well.
I think that roller banners are the cheapest and most efficient way to promote yourself. I don't know if you would agree, but I think you've got the vertical space to make a wall, and then you can be boom, 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 roller banner.
For this con, we're having roller banners. Yes. For UK Games Expo, we're having a bigger stand with Triple Ace games. and Chaos Publishing. So we're having a bigger stand, and that will have proper stand walls and actual, panels on the walls with stuff printed on the panels, all pre-printed marketing things, which will be quite a bit of a departure for us. We haven't done that for quite a while, so that'll be quite interesting. But for this one, roller banners, we decided that we're going to use the roller banner that we did for the Ming and March Kickstarter, because we had intended to take that to Airecon March 2020, and we never actually managed to do it. So we're going to use the old one.
Pretending that this is 2020.
Yes, this is definitely March 2020, but very, 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 very extended.
Fair enough. That is totally fair. I'm going to rush through the other things so we can hopefully try to finish in the next 5 minutes. So tablecloths, I try to take red tablecloths. I try to plan my outfits a little bit. So obviously I want to wear red, but I want to try and wear a different thing each time. And hello, Rob. It is lovely.
Hi, Rob. Good to see you. Yeah, we have our.
Are you going to Airecon?
Priced livery. We'll have our and we have blue tablecloths.
This is as close to branding as I've got.
We have blue tablecloths rather than red, because we should all have our blue Surprise Tale Games outfits, which is
and
nice.
There's all sorts of other things. So phone, charger, paper, pens. For me, dry wipe markers. I've got a large number of them for some of my games. Because one of them's about drawing creatures, rather than bringing a load of paper and pens for people to draw on, and then you've got the ink going through the paper onto the tablecloth potentially. And I was honestly okay with that. But I thought, Josie's got 9 dry white whiteboards, and I've bought a large selection of markers in 20 colors, and so people can enjoy doing some art on whiteboards.
That sounds good.
Taking my past self tells me that I should take sellotape and scissors.
Yes, that's one of the things I was going to suggest. We learned over the years that you need to take the surprising the things you need to take sometimes. So we take a screwdriver, a spanner, or drawing pins, blue tack, sellotape, scissors, pens and pencils. Ziploc bags. If you buy a game and you want to put bits in it, you want Ziploc bags, elastic bands. I actually have an old one of my old Confucius boxes, which is called my Stand Bits and Pieces box, and it's got spare cards. It's got
really useful, just having one thing that you take.
Elastic band. Oh, receipt book. Take a receipt book, because some people want receipts.
I also personally, for myself, I take, if you want any makeup, or if just at the end of the day, I do try to take exfoliating wipes. Just give yourself a bit of a refreshment. Sometimes I try to take some drugs, some vitamin C stuff, some cold stuff, some headache stuff.
Very important. Of course, now
always take away something to give away. In the past, I've taken a lot of stickers. This year, I've got a special card. I'm trying to see if I can grab it from here. This is the special Airecon card. So if you've got a game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noises, you can grab one of these cards. Also, there's a lot of cards that are just compliment cards that say, "You are brilliant, keep it up." That's a really nice thing to just keep hand out to people.
I'm going to take some of our, we've still got some of our Battle of Tewkesbury cards, which were promos for the Cousins War in the original edition. So I'm going to bring along a few of those to give away as well, because we're now having reprinted Cousins War, although it's the later edition. You can still use the Tewkesbury card, so I'll bring some of those along. Oh, one thing we mustn't forget, Bez, very important. We have to take face masks and hand sanitizer and COVID passes and test kits.
And I need to
have all that.
I've already got 3 bottles, so one for each table, so people can squirt a little bit into their hands. But I'm going to ask Jason if Jason can get some of the pumpy bottles. I should have had one, but I might be able to find it tonight. But yes, exactly, Josie.
That's exactly right.
Right. Yeah. And good morning. You're generally well, and I am super excited because Josie is one of the 3 full-time who's helping me. So
don't forget your COVID pass, because you need the COVID pass. And
Yes, all
preferably
sorts of things for.
print it out in case your phone doesn't work.
Great idea. I am going to do that either late tonight or tomorrow morning so that it can be with the new dates, if you know what I mean. Because normally
Yes.
it gives you a pass for a few days, so I might as well do it technically
Yeah.
tomorrow after midnight.
Oh, and if you're coming, you're coming by car?
Yes, with Josie.
Don't forget your there's an Aircon pass for the car parking, and do that
Yes.
as well. That's good.
Yes, there's two of us. I've sent one to Jason. I will remind him, and Josie, I will get that printed. It will be done tonight. There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do. I think actually interesting.
finish
The
up.
couple of extra things that I'm doing. I'm taking a battery, and I think Charlie will take a battery as well for iPhones and for the Zettel. Yeah.
Yes,
and also
little...
I'm taking a comfortable chair because I found I had a bit of a problem when I was sitting on a particular hard type of chair the other day, and I found that was really hard on my back. So I'm actually taking a specific chair which I know I can sit on for long periods of time. Comfortable chair is quite important, I think, actually. Because I mean, we're hiring furniture. I think you're probably hiring furniture as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So you can never quite tell. It's okay for players because
I think that whatever you're doing, whatever you feel you need for yourself, and one of the things that I didn't mention is lozenges. And at Dragon Meet, I think I was asking Chris and Rory, hey, do you like some lozenges along the way?
I'm going to put that on my list.
We said, oh, yes, absolutely. And so I think I'm going to take even more lozenges than is usual. And then that way, it more will have extra if I want to give them to our neighbour. We can be friendly like that.
Yes, I'm going to take lozenges as well then. That's a good idea. Yeah.
So, before we finish up, we were going to talk about accommodation. I should have booked my accommodation earlier, but, it is booked, and I'm going to start, as soon as I get back, start thinking about UK Games Expo, phone them up and try to book a room.
Yeah, we've booked accommodation for Expo. We're staying off-site somewhere, about half an hour, 20 minutes away.
So
it's cheaper that way.
I feel like we've talked about everything. We can finish up at this point.
Yes,
actually get doing the stuff. So as we said, question of the day. Let's ask a question before we go on our way. Are you going to Aircon? And if you are, what is the moment, like the exact moment that you're looking forward to the most? For me, it's easy to say that I am looking forward to about 4:15 on Saturday, during the middle, once it's gotten going, of In a Bond / Yogi Stock Guru. And I know that, but if I had to pick something that wasn't one of my own events, I would probably say about 12 noon on Friday, because that's when it actually starts to get going and you get a good sense of the thing. But what is the moment? Is there one thing that you're looking forward to doing? Are you going to Aircon? If you are, what are you looking forward to? If you're not going to Aircon, why aren't you going? Let us know. Alan.
Right, I'm looking forward to the first time that I show somebody the draft box cover for Kingmaker. Because that's not actually been seen by anybody else yet. So here is the chance for a sneak preview of the box cover.
So maybe I'll see it on Thursday.
You might actually, yeah. Oh, yes, you probably will. I don't think I can keep it under wraps.
You sound
Friday, probably. Not at all, no. But see the face of people who are going to look at this.
I'm genuinely curious. I'm looking forward to it.
Interesting, because we're also later on we're going to have Kingmaker t-shirts as well.
Ooh, exciting giveaways. So over to you. What are you up to? You can share button if you want to. So Chris and I are going to try and work on a video for my next Kickstarter that's launching next Tuesday. I will try and actually get a link to that up, and then I'm going to do a couple of other things together, get some scanning done, try and get some work on that done. I will need to go myself out for a personal appointment. I'm going to try then to go to Superdrug. I'll make sure that there's plenty of conditioner. I know they might put conditioner, but when I wash my hair, I use like half a bottle of conditioner because I've got really thick hair.
I think I'm going to bring some biscuits so that I can swap some of my biscuits for your chocolates, right? Might be fun.
Uh,
Chocolate biscuits.
yeah, that's what I'm up to. Like, just trying to finish off the preparation, make sure, oh, is there anything else I've got to do? Yeah, check if Jason can do a squirty bottle, ask Chris to kind of finish packing the things. I'll check if I can find the stickers for the wee whimsical creatures, and yeah, just pack everything, get ready tonight. All my outfits prepared because they're still kind of scattered around, so it's like, okay, if you know exactly what you're going to wear each day, then it just means that you've got to take a little bit less stuff, right?
I've got to. The next thing I've got to do is actually write the itinerary. I haven't actually written the itinerary yet, so I don't know quite when things are happening. So it's interesting because we've been to UK Games Expo and Essen so much, we tend to not to bother because we know when everything happens. And I think it was yesterday, I thought, I probably ought to write an itinerary which says, like, when does the show start? When does it end? All these kinds of little details which are kind of
10 until 6.
10 until 6. But then there's evening playing as well, isn't there?
Yeah, that's until whenever.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that in the Facebook group. Josie says, I need to iron.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm looking forward to. I've not been before. That's totally fair. Maybe, I don't know, is it going to be the first time that you demonstrate one of my games? Maybe the moments when you're feeling comfortable doing it. Maybe the moments when you're playing a game that you've never played before and someone else is teaching you a game. Maybe the moments when you're wandering grounds. There's so much to look forward to. But with that, I think let's recap and wrap up, and then we finish up. So we recap and wrap up. Airecon is brilliant. Airecon has grown massively. There's cool events. It's a chance to connect with people. It's a chance to show off prototypes of Wheel of Death and Kingmaker. For me, it's a chance to get people playing the Bezzy bargain bags, which is kind of why I make games. I'm super excited, genuinely, because a game about drawing creatures, complementing the drawings, and complementing the complements is unlike any other game that I'm aware of. So I am genuinely really excited to see how people respond to this. And even though you could, in theory, create all the content yourself, it's like monikers or Time's Up, you could do that yourself, but I do think that I've done really good work on the content, both the creature features and also the guidance for complements. So hopefully people see the value in that. And then we're both going to finish off the preparation. We're both going to go tomorrow, and we're both super excited about it.
And we're looking forward to seeing you.
Yes.
Tomorrow afternoon. God, it's tomorrow afternoon, Bez. Tomorrow afternoon.
I'm super excited. If you want to check me out, I am Stuff by Bez. If you want to check Alan out, Alan, where do you like to be found?
I'm on Alan at surprisedaygames.co.uk, or I am on Twitter as Benthamfish, or Surprise Dare, and I am Board Game Geek as Alan Paull. And I've got a website and a blog as well, so it's all there.
If you want to check out my future streams, tomorrow I'm probably going to do a really quick 10-minute, 15-minute show from outside while Josie is driving up. I'll just kind of be standing outside maybe, or maybe I'll be standing here. It'll be from my phone, and I'll be like, okay, this is what I'm doing, maybe showing off some of the things that I'm about to put into the car. On Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I will still be doing my 10 a.m. stream. I might schedule it for 10 past 10. Just so I might actually do the shows at 9:50 rather than 10 a.m. That might be a good idea.
Feel free to drop round, Bez.
Yeah, so that will be me just going round for 5 minutes or 10 minutes saying this is what's happening. Please feel free to share, spread the word. Thank you very much, everyone. And for now, the only thing left to say is lots of love. And
see you tomorrow.
Can you do
Friday or Saturday?
The show asks Mac Lunky. You know what? If I do it before 10 a.m., then yes, I could. So you know what?
That's a good idea.
I will be streaming at 10 a.m. but I might start earlier. I might aim to start like 9:50. You might miss it if it's on Twitch, but it'll be on YouTube anyway, so you can still see it. But lots of love. I hope to see you. Is Rob coming to the convention?
I don't know. I know Brett is.
It'll be lovely to see Brett. I've not seen
Brett's
Brett in years.
Yeah, Brett's coming on Saturday. Yeah.
But for everyone, bye. This is goodbye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye. To stay the show. Bye. And now it's time.
Rob's not going.
Bye. And hope to see you at some point in the not too distant future, Rob and everyone else. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.